Thursday, November 9th, local resident veteran and songwriter Steve Giberson will be performing at Welborne Commons in Bath to celebrate the release of his new song, Still Over There, for Remembrance Day. The restaurant is currently taking reservations leading up to the event. Giberson co-wrote the song with New Brunswick singer-songwriter Julian Austin, who released it as a single on November 1st. Still Over There can be heard on YouTube. Giberson spoke about why Welborne Commons was a great fit for the event.
I know the owners fairly well, and I knew that they were ex-military. So I said, hey, you know what? I want to do some kind of thing to recognize the release of this song. Would you guys be interested? And of course, there was just an instant connection there.
Giberson went on to explain the idea behind the event.
My approach was like, you know what? A lot of times, an artist will release something or whatever, but you don't get the chance to kind of know the story behind it. So I was like, you know what, the people might find that interesting, to have a local person who's been here in the community, appreciates the community both for service and the music, and wants to support local. So let's do something, in a place where folks can come and enjoy an evening out, maybe learn something and do something that honors Remembrance Day. It just seems, a combination of all good stuff.
Giberson outlined how the event will take place.
I will do the songwriter's version. So I will, do it live, verse by verse, and then kind of tease out the story of each verse and, what that means in Canadian history. And then, give people even a chance to ask a veteran questions about it, that kind of stuff. And then once that's all put to rest, actually play the full, produced radio version.
The song breaks down 3 different wars. Giberson explains the story behind the lyrics.
The song itself breaks it down into 3 parts. So the first verse is about World War II. The second verse is about our experiences in the Balkans in the 90s, and then the third verse is specifically about Afghanistan. So it is basically it's the story. There's kind of like 3 sub stories to it.
Giberson spoke about his experience in songwriting.
I've been dabbling in it, I would say, for about a dozen years, and have gotten serious about it, since the pandemic. So in the last 2 years, gotten serious about it to the sense I put time, effort, energy, and resources into, getting my music out in the public, and hopefully to convince artists to record it.
Giberson explained the detailed history of the song and how it came together.
It really came to fruition. So I picked up the guitar late in life. I was 30 when I started playing, and I was deployed to Bosnia in the Army. And took the guitar with me, and I was, kind of learning to play it in between patrols and things like that. And Canada, what it does, very similar to what the U.S. does, the USO show tours. But Canada does a similar thing. We obviously don't have USO in Canada, but same idea. They put entertainment groups together, and they go and they visit deployed troops in other nations, that kind of stuff. So in 2003, I was in Bosnia, and Julian Austin came as part of the show tour, and I met him when he came and played a show there. And I was right at that point where I was kind of, I'd taken a songbook with me to learning to play guitar. I'd learned all the songs in the songbook, and I started dabbling, making stuff up just to pass the time, so to speak. So there was a coincidental meeting. It turns out we were both raised in New Brunswick, about a couple hours apart, but he's a little older than me, so we never crossed paths when we were young. But just had an instant connection right away. So later on, after the deployment was done, Julian was kind of doing tours for the military. He was going base to base, doing shows. So we reconnected in Petawawa, and we were just shooting around this idea, about this idea of Still Over There.
Giberson explained there's deeper meaning to the song as well.
Unfortunately, there's so many trends in the world today that will be transferable, right? And so, it's not just a historical reference. It is a cautionary tale of where the world may be heading, these days.
Giberson noted the amount of support on the local scene.
I've been here in the local area, so I've lived here since 2007. I was posted here in the military, and then I retired while I was living here, and became. I love this community, and I love the community because of the music connection as well. Living here in the village of Bath, and I really like how there's a real trend to support local here.
Giberson explains how this event is a culmination of all the things he enjoys about the community in Bath.
I'm just happy that there's this happy overlap of something we can do, like and there's plenty of veterans in this community for sure. And I want folks to know that, hey, this is a place where veterans, artists, and local support and community comes together. And I think that's what's going to happen on the 9th. All of those things are going to intersect right in the middle of this small village. And man, I don't think it gets much better than that.
For CJAI and the Local Journalism Initiative, I'm Ted Evans.